Passed me by one summer day, flashed those big brown eyes my way, and oh, I wanted you forevermore. Now, baby, I'm not one that gets around, swear my feet stuck to the ground, and though I never did meet you before, I said, hello, Mary Lou, goodbye, I said, sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you. I'm in love with Mary. I knew, Mary Lou, that we'd never part. So hello, Mary Lou, goodbye, heart, goodbye, heart. If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and I can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget those who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. My name is Rick Lawrence. I'm the Vice President of Naperville Responds For Veterans and also an Air Force veteran. So at this time, if you are able, please stand. We're going to bring the colors in.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the flag of the free and the home of the brave.
We gather this day to honor those to whom honor is due. We celebrate and honor America's veterans and our Naperville area veterans for their patriotism, love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good.
From the rising of the sun till the battle's fought and won, we will fight for the right and defend our country. We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in thee. Through surf and storm and howling gale, I shall our purpose be. The halls of Montezuma,
Marines,
the shores of Tripoli, we'll fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. Anchors away, my boy, anchors away. Farewell to college joys, we sail at break of day. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the
Army
eagles rolling along, proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army was rolling along. Off we go,
Air Force,
to the wild blue yonder, climbing high in the sun. Here they come, soon to meet our thunder, and a boy, give her the gun, give her the gun. And those are the great armed forces of America. They serve America at home or overseas. They serve America.
are an organization of 100% volunteers. Nobody gets paid to put all this stuff together. We've got a lot of moving parts. We're fixing homes and doing a lot for veterans. And by the way, I certainly appreciate seeing all you veterans here, which is totally awesome. The fact of the matter is we've had a lot of people that have been serving for a long time. At this time, I would like to recognize our honorary board members, our board members, and all of our volunteers year after year that put this stuff together. Please stand up. Our board members. Come on. Dan, there they are. They're all over. There they are back there. Thank you. Thank you. I got to tell you, it's an unbelievable organization to be part of. If you want to join in, we'd love to have you. Thank you very much, and have a great lunch. Appreciate it. Thank you.
The individual that we have here with us today, his name is Victor DeGroot. He's a 7th grader. Yes, a 7th grader is going to get up in front of you all and say his speech that he prepared last year. This individual is a member of the National Honor Society. He's a Lego master. He's a black belt in special arts. He is also an altar boy. He plans in his forecast of 7th grade, looking into the future of 8th, 9th grade, possibly going to Marmion School and joining their junior art OTC program. So we thank you for that. I get to go on about Victor, this 13-year-old young man, but I'd like to have him come up here and bring his words with him. Thank you, Victor. Thank you.
My pledge to our veterans. For myself, the word veteran means more than someone who previously served in the military. To me, it means someone who has bravely protected, fought, and served for our country. In today's times, this may not always be acknowledged. However, veterans have done a great deal for our country, giving up their time, leaving their families, and choosing a very isolated and dangerous life. In fact, I consider that medals, their economic wages, and healthcare programs are inadequate. According to the transitionhouse.org, veterans compared to civilians have a 5 times higher chance of dealing with depression and a 15 times higher chance of having PTSD than the average citizen. Since so many of them deal with these problems, I pledge to keep them in my daily prayers for mental strength and encouragement. Our veterans mean a lot to us and deserve to be recognized for their work, actions, and courage that they have brought forth to our country. With this, I pledge to write letters of thanks to our veterans for what they did for us. We should remind ourselves every day how fortunate we are to live in a nation that is indivisible with liberty and justice for all.
This past year, Naperville Responds for Veterans completed over 30 projects for veterans in need with just under $200,000 of financial resources. The actual retail cost of the work that these men and women complete would be exponentially greater were it not for the tremendous discounts and donations provided by our volunteers and our partners in support. We thank each and every one of you for being a part of what we do to help veterans in need.
This table, set for one, is small. It symbolizes the frailty of one prisoner against his oppressors. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. The single rose, displayed in a vase, reminds us of the families and loved ones of our comrades in arms who keep faith, awaiting their return. The chair is empty. They are not here. Remember, all of you who served with them and called them comrades, you who depended on their might and aid and relied upon them, do not forsake them. Pray for them and remember them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Folks, enjoy your lunch. We'll be back with you in a little while with our featured speaker. Thank you. It's my honor to introduce our featured speaker, retired Army First Sergeant Matt Eversmann. Matt enlisted as an Army infantryman in 1987 and later re-enlisted in 1992, where he was assigned to the 3rd Battalion, 3rd Ranger Regiment, where he served for 8.5 years. For his service, Matt was awarded the Bronze Star Medal with Valor Device and the Combat Infantryman's Badge. Matt's last military assignment was in Iraq, where he and his men spent 15 months fighting Al-Qaeda. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce Mr. Matt Eversmann.
And so in true life, here we are, on October 3rd, 1993, and you get to see this in the movie. We're going to launch on this raid, and we're going to go capture or kill this warlord and his henchmen. And I happen to be in charge of one of the helicopters going in. And as luck would have it, or more like Murphy's Law would have it, as we go in on the approach to our insertion point, our helicopter, the last one going in, winds up stopping short of our insertion point because on this day in this particular neighborhood, all the sand and debris and all the junk on the ground with all the helicopters blowing in, the rotor wash pushed everything skyward. And so all of a sudden, here we are, the last guy in the order of movement, and we can't see anything. The pilot says over the head, says, "I can't see anything." And true, you're in a sandstorm. Like, this ain't good, on short final, like that you can't see anything. And so the pilot says, we're gonna go in right here. And so, all right, you all know this, it happens, just deal with it, off we go. And so the ropes get thrown, we start sliding down the ropes, 14 kids, young men, these young Rangers go in, and I'm the last one coming in onto the target, or off spot. And as I'm coming down the rope, last guy going in, I'm holding on to this big fast rope, sliding down it, and I'm looking at the bottom of the rope on the ground is one of my soldiers. And he's lying there, and he's all bent out of shape. He looks like a crime scene line like you see on TV. And I'm thinking, my gosh, we're already in a firefight, and I'm not even there yet, and I'm in charge. So I get to the bottom of the rope, take off my gloves, and look, and there's this young Ranger, and he's just bleeding all over the place. I mean, it's absolutely horrible what this kid looks like. I'm sure, surely he's dead. The young Rangers are working on him. They're doing their thing, and I don't hear any gunfire yet. And I'm like, thinking, logical question to ask one of the medics, where did he get shot? And the medic looks up, and he says he didn't get shot, he fell. I'm like, you're kidding me. And sure enough, this young Ranger, had grabbed the rope. He was sliding down from the helicopter. It's supposed to be 40 feet above the ground. And the helicopter keeled over a little bit, and he lost control, and boom, fell. Not 40 feet, but 60 feet. We were 20 feet higher than we thought. So 60 feet, this young guy fell, and he's still alive. Absolute miracle. Without a doubt, miracle in combat, sitting there, and without thinking a second, turn to my radio operator, Jason Moore, and say, call it a medevac. And he's done it a million times in training. He does, and he hits the clicker, and he says, Sergeant Eversmann, I got no comms. I can't transmit, I can only receive. Even though we just did our last radio check 3 minutes ago, and at takeoff, our radio's down. And this is where I realize, in the first 30 seconds of being in charge, we're in the wrong spot with a litter urgent casualty. I got no comms with the boss, and now I realize I'm standing in the middle of this four-way intersection. We're taking fire from the north and the west and the east. Just like that, 30 seconds, 25-meter fight. I mean, it's right there. It is absolutely the most unnerving, unsettling experience at least at the moment, that I had you know, in my entire career. And even with a couple of gunfights we'd had before, but this one was pronounced, 20 seconds. And I'm like, there are 4 problems I'm trying to solve as a young 26-year-old leader. And I'm realizing, you know, we're on shaky ground here. You know, Sergeant Eversmann is starting to feel a little put upon. And I don't know how long it was. It was probably only seconds, but it seemed like forever. I'm trying to wrestle with, you know, what's the decision? What do I do? And I just, like that, I realized something caught my eye. I looked up and I'm like, we're gonna be good. And what I saw was my young sergeants, my team leaders, my 2 young E5s, Casey Joyce and Jim Telscher, they're, you know, 23 and 24-year-old, 22 and 23. And they are just bringing it to the enemy. I mean, they've got their fire teams and they are just, it's Operation Kitchen Sink. They are throwing everything, they've got every weapon system we have engaged on the bad guys, you know, 3 directions, 25 meters, and I haven't told them to do one thing. They did that all just like that. And then I realized, you know, all right, we got to do the medevac. That's what we do. So I tell Sergeant Joyce, come over. Comes running over through the gunfight. What do you need? I'm like, you're in charge of the aid and litter team, just like we rehearsed. Get Blackburn, get your team together, take them down to the company commander or the target, give them to the senior medic, let them know, you know, our situation. Roger that. That's what he did, just roger that. And he put this kid on this litter and just take off. I mean, through a cartoonish hail of gunfire. Literally, I swear I'm not making any of this up. They're just through gunfire, off they go, just taking care of business. Get this guy going. And I realized, you know, you can't order people to run in front of gunfire. I mean, you can. They say bad things about your parents and your bloodline and stuff. But, you know, I realized, no, that was Message Garcia stuff. That was selfless service. I just told Sergeant Joyce what needed to be done. But this young man, you know, put the needs of others first. Without a second thought, no questioning, no hesitation, no nothing, just this is the mission, this is my job, this is what I do, off we go, and save that young man's life. And you get to see that in this movie. Right, I get all the backstory, but you get to see that. That's what these men, and today these men and women that are out doing, just as we have in every battle we've ever fought any time in history. And so I give Bruckheimer, you know, high marks. They show selfless service, you know, and you think about what we're doing for our brothers and sisters, you know, across the area here. And I mean, that's selfless. That's courageous, standing up when nobody else is. And it's dutiful. It's the commitment we give to take care of our own. And so for all of you that put this together and all of you that are supporting you know, the luncheon and the organization, it is just an honor to be here with you today. And I thank you for letting me come. And I would just in closing tell you, you know, Murphy rides with all of us every moment, every day. Yeah, we're just a hair away from challenges that are going to be overwhelming. But if you find yourself, you know, in that challenging spot, you find yourself in a little predicament, I'd ask you to remember 3 short mottos. It's the mottos from Task Force Ranger. Free the oppressed. Be selfless. Night Stalkers don't quit. Be courageous. And Rangers lead the way. Be dutiful. God bless you all. God bless this country. Thank you for having me. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
At the Gold Star Family Memorial, these people, the Gold Star families, have in their heart every day the sour of losing a loved one, and they have to live with that the rest of their lives. So, on May 27th, which is a Saturday, the Saturday before Memorial Day, we are going to dedicate our memorial, all in the honor of those who suffer every day, the unintentional victims of war. Every man and woman who's ever served, who's sitting in this room right now, it could have been you, and it could have been your parents. So please, come, and if you got some money, come on over here. Thank you.
Thank you, Luke. So please mark your calendar for May 27th. Love to see you guys out there. If I can welcome the chorus of DuPage back up to help take us out with God Bless America. I'm going to pull a few tickets. This is the moment that...